What are the basic ethical theories? So we'll talk about that. Basically, rights-based. That means it is a right for everybody to have fresh air. You know, banning smoking is a practice of the rights-based theory. Everybody has a right to clean air. But then the smokers say my right is being taken away. So there's always controversy. You see, my right to smoke, but then you don't have the right to pollute the air for the others. So that's a right-based theory. I think John Stuart Mills was the founder. So the second one is utilitarian theory. That means we must act in a way to do the most good to the most people. That is what basically politicians or statesmen are elected for, right? Do you think they practice it? So we had students study US congressmen, and individuals too, but in general congressmen, and said which archetype do they follow? Is it leader? Here are the six. Entrepreneur, manager, consultant, trustee, or intellectual. And what do you think came out as the answer? Which archetype are they?
Trustee.
Trustees. Some of them. Some of them. Entrepreneurs. It's a business. How many dollars can you get? How much money you can bring to your followers. It's a business. It's entrepreneurship. They always measure how much can we afford to put into ads, etc. So that's one of, at least that's what our study says. But you decide on your own. Play this one game online. There's a free version you can play. And actually go ahead and put in your favorite congressman and see what you think based on how you think he would answer those questions or she would answer those questions. And you'll find out. Now there's another secret answer here. There are 6 archetypes I already told you, 6 business archetypes that we develop. But there are 2 brand archetypes. They actually dominate the waterways. And one is a giver, a master, and the other is a marauder, a taker. So there's only 2 brand. That defines your ethical balance. On the whole, you know so many people, and if you sit down, and I'll give you some core values that you can apply on. That's one of the 4 principles. And you can actually see if this individual is a giver or a taker. Now, you all know givers and you all know takers. You know, most people are in between, they're giving and taking, they're transacting. But ultimately, every action they do is either one side or the other. And tell me, do you like to associate with givers or takers? Those who like to associate with givers, please raise your hands. Those who like to associate with takers, please raise your hands. Nobody. Yet, you do associate with takers. That's when you get taken. How many of you have been taken? Put your hand up. Okay. Now, why do you associate with takers? Think about it. Generally, it is because you want something. Because your desires are going for that. Generally. Often it may be to help that taker. But if you're doing it to help that taker, then you're not taker. Then you're a giver. And he becomes a receiver or she becomes a receiver. You see? But if you are taken and you're not intending to be taken, then you become a takee. And I don't like to be a takee. Like somebody grabs your purse and runs away. Do you say, oh, it doesn't matter. He needed it more than me. I'm a giver. No, you're a takee. First one or what? Right. Second one? What's the third one? Anybody know? See, there's something more that I'm going to add to your knowledge base by not giving you too much. The third one is, I forgot. Rights-based, duty-based, and the other one, duty. I'm sorry, I just said duty-based. Duty means obligation. It's your duty to do certain things. It is an obligation of a father to take care of the child. It is the obligation of the teacher to give the most he or she can to their students. It is the obligation of the student to study and perform. These are obligations or duties. It's the duty of the leader to set a good example. So that's duty-based. But if you really look at it, if you balance this with ethical core values, you will come up with a conclusion which will be satisfactory to all three areas. There are conflicts, and we won't go into that. We have a whole course. You're welcome to attend online. And you will see its legal and ethical perspectives which is going on, where we talk about this. In fact, there's a blog on ethics. There's a blog on purposeful action. There's a blog on ethics. And remember I said there is no piety in poverty. So there is a blog because I teach finance, the graduate and the undergraduate level. There is a blog on wealth. There you will find the 3 golden rules to become a millionaire. Most of you already are, but you can pass it on to those 16 grandchildren. Did we say 16 or
50?
50. I missed it by one.